There comes a moment in your life when everything suddenly becomes heavy. Your thoughts feel heavy. Your heart feels heavy. Even simple things feel harder than they used to. You wake up tired, you go to sleep confused, and you keep asking yourself, why does everything feel like this? Why does life feel so different all of a sudden? But what you don't see is the unseen mercy behind this moment. Sometimes Allah doesn't change your life loudly. He changes it quietly deep inside you long before anything shifts on the outside. When Allah is getting ready to move you into a new chapter, He first makes the old chapter uncomfortable. He takes away the sweetness of what once distracted you. He removes the peace from what once entertained you. He makes you outgrow people, places, and habits you once thought you could never live without. And it feels heavy, not because you're breaking, but because you're being reshaped. This heaviness is not a sign that life is falling apart. It is a sign that Allah is preparing your soul for something bigger, cleaner, and more beautiful than what you're holding on to now. If you're feeling this heaviness, don't run from it. Don't fear it. Don't judge yourself, because this may be the moment where Allah is quietly rewriting your destiny, removing what was holding you back, and opening a path you never expected. Today, let's talk about what this heaviness really means, and why it might be the biggest sign that Allah is about to change your life in a way you didn't see coming. Your soul gets tired of the life you're no longer meant to live. Sometimes the heaviness you feel is not because something is wrong with you. It's because something inside you has changed. Your soul becomes tired of a life that no longer matches who you are becoming. This tiredness is not the kind that sleep can fix. It's a deeper exhaustion, the kind that tells you your heart is no longer comfortable where it used to be. Things that once made you happy don't feel the same anymore. Places you used to enjoy now feel draining. People you were once close to suddenly feel distant. Even conversations that once made you laugh now feel empty and shallow. You start losing interest in the things you used to love. And at first you don't understand why. You think maybe you are losing motivation, or maybe you are becoming weak. But that's not true. You're not lazy. You're not failing. You're simply outgrowing a chapter of your life. Your soul can feel when a season is ending. It knows when a door is closing. It knows when it's time to move forward, even before your mind realizes it. That strange heaviness you feel is not despair. It's a sign that you are shifting. It's the silent pull of your soul telling you, you don't belong here anymore. Something new is waiting for you. Allah allows this feeling to enter your heart because He knows you won't move until you feel uncomfortable. If He let you stay comfortable, you would never step into what He wrote for you next. So He slowly removes the sweetness from your old life. The habits that once brought comfort now feel empty. The routines you used to follow now feel heavy. The environment you were used to no longer feels peaceful. It's not because you're breaking, it's because you're changing. Allah is preparing you to step out of a chapter that your heart can no longer breathe in. He's gently pushing you towards something better, even if you cannot see it yet. Heaviness is the soul's way of telling you that the place you are standing is too small for the person you are becoming. Allah removes the distractions you used to avoid your own healing. There are times in life when you are not ready to face your own pain, so you keep yourself busy. You surround yourself with noise. You talk to people. You scroll endlessly. You fill every quiet moment with something that keeps your mind distracted. Not because you enjoy it, but because you don't want to sit alone with what hurts inside. Everyone has their own way of escaping themselves. Some people talk to a certain friend every day because that conversation helps them avoid what's happening in their heart. Some people keep their schedule full just so they never have to stop and think. Some hide behind entertainment, scrolling, movies, or music to numb what they don't want to feel. But when Allah wants to heal you, He begins removing these escapes gently, one by one. The friend who always listened to you suddenly becomes busy. Their replies slow down. Their energy feels different. You don't understand why, but Allah does. The routine you always followed suddenly breaks. Something changes at work, at home, or inside you. The activities that kept you distracted no longer fit into your day. The entertainment that once helped you forget now feels boring and empty. You try to use it the same way as before, but it doesn't work anymore. And this is where the heaviness begins. You feel like everything is slipping out of your hands. You feel confused, lost, and overwhelmed. But the truth is deeper and more beautiful. When Allah wants to heal the heart, He takes away the things that were covering the wound. Not to hurt you, but to finally show you what needs healing. He brings you face to face with emotions you kept buried. He gives you quiet moments you can't escape. He removes the noise you were hiding behind, not to make your life harder, but to make your heart lighter. You may think you are breaking, but you're not. You're finally beginning to feel what you avoided for years. And feeling is the first step toward healing. Your soul starts speaking in the silence you used to avoid. It whispers, "This pain can't be ignored anymore. It's time to let it out. It's time to clean this heart." You're not falling apart. You're being open. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. Allah is not taking things away to make you lonely. He is making space inside you for a deeper peace, a cleaner heart, and a new beginning. This heaviness is not the end. It is the beginning of real healing. Your old strengths stop working because you're not meant to fight the same battles. There comes a point in life where the strength you always depended on suddenly disappears. You try to push yourself the way you used to, but something inside you feels different. The energy you once had isn't there. The patience you always carried feels thinner. The emotional power you relied on feels weaker. You begin to wonder, why am I like this? Why can't I handle things the way I used to? You think you're losing yourself. You think you're becoming weaker. But the truth is the opposite. You're not losing strength. You're losing the strength that belonged to an older version of you. You used that strength for battles that were never meant to be your whole life. You fought to keep certain people. You fought to stay in certain places. You fought to maintain situations that were never written to last. You held on, pushed through, survived, tolerated, and forced yourself to keep going even when your heart was exhausted. Allah saw every moment you struggled. He saw how much strength you used to keep things together. He saw the weight you carried silently. So when Allah decides that you have fought enough, He gently takes away the strength you used for the wrong things. Not to break you, but to stop you from fighting battles that were never meant for your future. This is why the things that once felt easy now feel impossible. This is why the patience you once had no longer lasts. This is why the work, the relationship, the environment, or the habits you used to manage now drain you much faster. Your soul is no longer agreeing with the battles you're trying to fight. You are trying to be who you were, but Allah is guiding you toward who you are meant to become. He removes the old strength so you cannot return to the old life. He takes away your ability to tolerate what was holding you back. He makes your heart sensitive to what you once ignored. He makes your spirit uncomfortable with what you once accepted. This is not weakness. This is redirection. Allah is preparing you to fight new battles, healthier ones, bigger ones, meaningful ones, battles that match your next chapter, not your past one. He is giving you a new type of strength, but before it arrives, the old one must fade. So when you feel like your strength is disappearing, remember, nothing inside you is breaking. Something inside you is shifting. You are not meant to carry the same weight, fight the same fights, or stay in the same places. You are being prepared for a new life that requires a different, deeper, wiser version of you. The strength you lost was for the past. The strength that is coming is for your future. You quietly outgrow people without any argument or drama. There comes a time in life when you begin to feel distant from people you were once close to, and you can't explain why. There was no argument, no fight, no betrayal, nothing dramatic happened, yet something inside you feels different. The connection that once felt warm now feels cold. The conversations that once made you happy now feel draining. The bond that once felt strong now feels thin, almost invisible. You start wondering what changed. Did you do something wrong? Are they upset with you? Are you becoming a bad person? But the truth is much deeper and softer. Your heart is quietly outgrowing certain people. Allah sometimes removes feelings from your heart before He removes people from your life. He takes away the emotional attachment long before the physical separation happens. Not because you're better than them, but because your soul is moving to a place they cannot follow. You begin to see things you never noticed before. Their priorities feel different from yours. Their words don't align with your values anymore. Their mindset feels too small for the person you are becoming. It's not arrogance, it's awareness. It's not ego, it's growth. When your soul rises, it rises first in silence. When Allah elevates a person internally, He slowly disconnects them from environments and people that delay their growth. You may feel guilty for outgrowing someone. You may feel sad because you no longer feel what you used to feel. You may even try to force yourself to stay connected, to keep the friendship or relationship alive. But Allah doesn't let the heart stay attached to what cannot travel with you into your future. The emotional distance He places is a protection, a preparation, and a gentle way of guiding you forward. You'll notice the signs. You don't feel the urge to share your heart like before. You don't feel peace in their presence the way you used to. You don't feel understood by them anymore. You don't feel motivated by their energy or conversations. Instead, you feel a calm distance, a distance that doesn't hurt but feels natural. A distance that replaces excitement with quiet acceptance. A distance that tells you without words, this chapter is coming to an end, let it end gently. Not everyone who starts your story is meant to stay until the last page. Some people are there to teach you something, help you grow, or accompany you for a season. But when their part in your journey is complete, Allah allows the connection to fade softly, without anger and without pain. You don't outgrow them because they are bad. You outgrow them because your destiny is pulling you somewhere they cannot go. And one day, you will look back and realize the people Allah removed were blocking the people Allah was sending. The silence He placed was preparing you for better conversations. The empty space was making room for something more sincere, more peaceful, more aligned with your soul. You were never left alone. You were being guided forward. Your own plans break so you can finally see Allah's plan. Sometimes you try so hard to make your plans work. You map everything out in your mind. You picture how things should go. You take step after step, hoping life will follow the path you created. But then suddenly, nothing works anymore. Doors that were once open start closing. Opportunities that felt promising fall apart. People who were supposed to support you disappear. Plans that made perfect sense collapse without warning. At first you feel frustrated. You wonder if you made a mistake, if you planned wrong, if you didn't try hard enough. You blame yourself, thinking maybe you lack effort or discipline. But the truth is far more beautiful. Your plan isn't failing. Allah's plan is replacing it. When Allah wants to protect you from something, He doesn't always show you the danger. Sometimes He simply stops it from happening. He blocks it from every direction so you don't end up in a place that would break your heart, waste your years, or harm your future. It's easy to think something is going wrong, but sometimes something is being saved. There are moments when you push with all your strength, but nothing moves. No matter how much effort you put in, the result refuses to come. You try again, and again, and again. But everything stays still. This is one of the strongest signs that Allah is shifting you to a different path. He's saying, this is not your road. What you're chasing is too small for the future I wrote for you. You see the plan you want. Allah sees the plan you need. You see the next step. Allah sees the full journey. You see comfort. Allah says growth. Sometimes the thing you pray hard for is actually the thing that would limit your life. So Allah doesn't allow it. He doesn't let your heart settle for less. He lets the plan break, not to hurt you, but to redirect you toward a destination with more peace, more purpose, and more blessing. You may not understand it now, but every closed door is a whisper from Allah. I have something better. Trust me. And if you look closely, you will realize something else. When your plan breaks, your heart softens. When your path stops, your dua deepens. When life slows you down, your soul wakes up. When nothing moves, you finally look up. Broken plans often lead to the strongest connection with Allah. The failure you fear might actually be the protection you need. The delay you dislike might be the preparation that will save you. The door that closed might be the reason your future becomes beautiful. Every no in your life is connected to a bigger yes that is waiting ahead, a yes that will make everything make sense. You're not being blocked. You're being redirected by a Lord who loves you more than anyone ever could. And someday, you will look back at this moment and say, if that plan had worked out, I would have never reached the life Allah actually wrote for me. Old emotions you buried start rising because Allah won't let you carry them into your new life. There are moments in life when emotions you buried long ago suddenly come back. Feelings you thought you had forgotten rise like waves inside your chest. Memories you pushed away begin to replay in your mind. You start remembering things you didn't want to face. You start feeling pain you thought you had outgrown. It can feel overwhelming. You wonder, why is this happening now? Why am I feeling this again after so many years? Why is the past coming back into my heart? It isn't random. It isn't a setback. It isn't a sign that you haven't healed. It's a sign that Allah is preparing you for a new chapter and He doesn't let old wounds enter a new life. When Allah is about to elevate you, He brings out everything that would weigh you down. He exposes the pain you hid deep inside. He brings forward emotions you ignored. He shines a light on hurts you tried to bury, not to destroy you, but to free you. You can't carry suppressed pain into a future that requires a clean heart. You can't walk into a new destiny with the same wounds that broke you in the old one. You can't love deeply, trust safely, or grow spiritually while something inside you is still bleeding. So Allah allows the old emotions to rise again, not to reopen the wound, but to clean it, to wash what your heart has been carrying silently, to remove what has been blocking your peace, to heal what you didn't know needed healing. And yes, it feels heavy. You may cry unexpectedly. You may feel tired for no reason. You may feel emotions you cannot name. You may feel Allah softening a part of your heart you didn't even know was hard. This is inner surgery. Painful, but necessary. Just like a wound must be cleaned before it can heal, the heart must sometimes relive a feeling before it can release it. Allah is bringing these emotions forward so you can finally let them go, so your chest can breathe again, so your soul can feel light again, so your spirit can grow without old shadows following it. You are not going backwards, you are being purified. You are not breaking, you are being rebuilt from the inside. You are not failing, you are finally feeling what needs to be released. And through this process, you start understanding something beautiful. Your past didn't return to punish you. It returned so you could close it properly. Allah doesn't want you to keep carrying what was never meant to stay. He doesn't want you to stay tied to old mistakes, old hurt, old heartbreak, or old trauma. He wants to lift it off your soul so you can enter the new life He is preparing. One day, you will look back and say, that heavy emotion wasn't a setback. It was Allah cleaning my heart for the blessings I was about to receive. Allah places you in a phase of quiet isolation right before a major destiny shift. There is a very special phase that comes right before Allah changes your life. It is a phase of quiet isolation, a strange feeling where you don't fully understand what is happening, but you can sense that something inside you is shifting. You start wanting to be alone more than usual. Not because you dislike people, but because your heart feels tired around noise. Your soul becomes sensitive. Loud environments drain you. Negative conversations feel heavier than ever. Drama and pointless talk suddenly feel unbearable. You stop feeling comfortable in the places you used to enjoy. You stop wanting to force connections. You stop chasing people who don't match your energy. You stop explaining yourself to those who don't understand. The world around you becomes louder, but inside you feel quieter. And at first, this confuses you. You wonder, why do I feel so distant? Why do I not enjoy the things I used to love? Why does my heart only want silence? But the truth is beautiful and deep. When Allah wants to elevate you, He separates you. When Allah wants to strengthen you, He quiets your world. When Allah wants to guide you, He slows down your life. Your heart begins to crave a different kind of comfort, the comfort that comes from sujood, from Quran, from dua, from silence, from reflection, from being alone with Allah. You start wanting to talk less to people and more to your Lord. You start wanting to impress less and be sincere more. You start wanting to let go of what drains you and hold on to what cleans your soul. This isolation is not loneliness. It is repositioning. Allah is pulling you away from the noise so you can hear Him better. He is pulling you away from people so you can reconnect with yourself. He is pulling you away from distractions so you can receive clarity. He is pulling you away from the old life because the new one requires a stronger, calmer, more purified heart. During this phase, you may feel disconnected from everyone, but deeply connected to something unseen, a quiet knowing inside you that change is near. Your intuition becomes stronger, your heart becomes softer, your awareness becomes sharper. You begin to see the world differently. You begin to understand your own worth. You begin to feel Allah guiding your steps. This is the kind of isolation that doesn't feel empty. It feels sacred. It feels like Allah is holding your heart in His hands, preparing it gently, slowly, lovingly. He is removing what you don't need. He is healing what you don't see. He is strengthening what you thought was weak. He is rebuilding you quietly from the inside, away from the eyes of people. And when your heart has been cleaned enough, when your soul has been prepared enough, when your silence has taught you what noise never could, that's when the shift arrives. Suddenly things begin to make sense. Suddenly clarity appears in your mind. Suddenly peace enters your heart. Suddenly the right people begin to show up. Suddenly a new path opens with ease. The isolation was not a setback. It was the bridge to your new life. Later, you will look back and realize that the time when you felt the most alone was actually the time when Allah was the closest to you. He was not taking things away. He was making space. He was not punishing you. He was preparing you. He was not isolating you. He was elevating you quietly, gently, beautifully. You were never alone. You were being transformed. There will be moments in your life when everything feels heavy, when your heart feels tired, when nothing seems clear, when you feel disconnected from the world and even from your old self. You may think something is wrong. You may think you're falling apart. You may think you're losing control. But my dear brother, my dear sister, sometimes the heaviness you feel is not a sign of destruction. It's a sign of rebirth. Allah is moving you from who you were to who you are meant to become. He is taking away the things that were silently hurting you. He is removing the people who can no longer walk with you. He is closing the doors that were too small for your future. He is softening your heart in ways you don't understand yet. He is preparing you for a chapter that requires more peace, more strength, more clarity, and more wisdom than you have ever known before. You may not see it now, but the heaviness you feel today is the exact weight Allah uses to shape you for tomorrow. Every tear you cried washed something old from your heart. Every silent moment taught you something noise never could. Every closed door moved you a little closer to the door that was written for you. Every feeling of loneliness created space for Allah's presence to become clearer, louder, closer. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not being punished. You are not failing. You are being transformed. Allah is not changing your life from the outside first. He is changing you on the inside so you can handle the life He is sending. A new chapter is coming. A softer chapter. A clearer chapter. A chapter where your heart will feel lighter, your path will feel easier, and your soul will feel more at peace. One day soon, you will look back at this heavy season and say, if Allah didn't slow me down, I would have rushed into a life that was never meant for me. If Allah didn't remove what He removed, you wouldn't have space for the blessings on the way. If Allah didn't break certain plans, you would have settled for less than what He wrote for you. You may not see the wisdom in this moment, but Allah sees everything ahead of you. Every blessing, every change, every opportunity, every mercy, every doorway. Trust Him. Trust His timing. Trust His protection. Trust His decisions. Trust the heaviness. Because when Allah lifts it, your life will not just return to normal. It will rise to a level your old self could have never reached. Your new life is closer than you think. Allah is preparing you for it even now.